the birth of an empire. Imagine a company that started with a dream, an idea rejected, and a desperate bet. Today, this company employs more than 500,000 people, has a market value of over $40 billion, and delivers millions of parcels daily around the world. But how did all this start? How did a man with only $5,000 and a risky trip to Las Vegas manage to build a global logistics empire? The answer is in the incredible story of Frederick Wallace Smith, the founder of FedEx. And at the end of this journey, you'll find out what made Fred Smith risk everything in a single play. Frederick Smith did not have an easy childhood. At the age of 4, he lost his father, and during the first decade of his life, he battled a disease called Perthes, which affected his hips and prevented him from walking normally. Using crutches and leg braces, Fred faced bullying and physical challenges, but overcame them all. By the age of 10, he not only walked again, but also discovered a passion that would change his life: aviation. In high school, Fred already demonstrated his entrepreneurial spirit by founding a small record recording company with friends. Despite early success, he left the business to study economics at Yale University. It was there, in an academic paper, that he proposed a revolutionary idea: a package delivery system that challenged the limitations of commercial airlines. Fred envisioned a fleet of jets flying at night, sorting packages at a central hub and delivering them quickly by land. He believed this could reduce delivery times to 1 or 2 days, something unimaginable at the time. However, his economics professor did not share the same enthusiasm and gave Fred a C grade, saying the idea was unfeasible. But Fred didn't give up. He knew his vision had potential. The question was, how would he turn this idea into reality? After graduating from Yale, Fred served in the US Marine Corps during the Vietnam War. There, he learned valuable lessons about logistics and supply transportation, as well as honed his blackjack skills, a game that would later become crucial to the fate of his company. Upon returning from the war, Fred decided he wanted to build something, not destroy. He began working at his father-in-law's aviation company, and at 26 bought a majority stake in the business. It was there that he realized the shortcomings of the package delivery system and revived his idea of creating a fast and efficient delivery service. Fred knew he needed 14 jets to start his operation, but he didn't have enough resources. With a combination of loans and investments, he raised $91 million and founded Federal Express in 1971. The name was inspired by an initial contract with the Federal Reserve, which ultimately fell through. Even so, Fred kept the name, and in 1973, FedEx officially began operations. On the first day, 14 planes delivered 186 packages to 25 US cities. Fred's vision was becoming a reality, but a massive challenge was on the horizon. Soon after the start of operations, the 1973 oil crisis hit the world. Fuel prices have quadrupled, and FedEx operating costs have skyrocketed. The company was losing $30,000 a day, and investors were hesitant to inject more money. Fred did everything to keep the company afloat, including asking employees to hold their checks and use their own money to fuel the planes. But at a critical moment, the company was left with only $5,000 in the bank and a fuel bill of $24,000 to pay. It was then that Fred made a desperate decision. He took the last $5,000 from the company and went to Las Vegas. What he would do there would change the fate of FedEx forever. In Las Vegas, Fred sat at a blackjack table and began to play. He knew that if he lost, the company would be bankrupt. But if he won, he could save FedEx. With skill and a bit of luck, Fred turned the $5,000 into $27,000, enough to pay the fuel bill and keep the company running for another week. This bold move not only bought time, but also showed investors that Fred was willing to risk everything for his vision. A few weeks later, Fred raised $11 million in new investments, putting the company on the path to recovery. With new resources, FedEx began to grow rapidly. Fred invested heavily in marketing and expanded operations to smaller cities, where competition was lower. In 1976, the company had its first profitable year, delivering 19,000 packages a day and attracting major clients like IBM and the US Air Force. But the next big challenge would come from the government. In the 1970s, commercial airlines dominated cargo transportation, thanks to regulations that limited companies like FedEx. Fred decided to fight for change and, along with other transportation companies, lobbied the government to deregulate the industry. In 1978, President Jimmy Carter signed the Airline Deregulation Act, allowing companies like FedEx to operate without restrictions. This paved the way for the company's global expansion. With deregulation, FedEx began to soar higher. The company opened its first world hub in Memphis, invested in technology to track packages, and expanded operations to Europe and Asia. By the 1990s, FedEx had become the global leader in overnight deliveries, acquiring international companies and diversifying its services. Today, FedEx is one of the largest logistics companies in the world, with a fleet of over 700 planes and operations in 90 countries. Fred Smith, the man who received a C grade for his idea, is now a billionaire and one of the largest shareholders of the company. The story of FedEx is a testament to the power of vision, persistence, and the courage to risk it all for a dream. And if you enjoyed this story, you'll love the next video on the Invisible Millionaires channel, where we tell how a kid built Nike from scratch. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our videos. So would you risk it all for a dream?